Hi, my name is Bryce. Welcome back to VHS Play, where we are playing Final Fantasy VI and recording it all on VHS. Hey, last time I ended the episode saying, hey, I'm going to run around the Veldt for a while and get some people some stuff, and guess what? We're in the middle of the Veldt. We are picking up right back where I left off, personally. Well, hey, I don't need to worry about doing a jump on these guys, because I've already absorbed their skills. Why, hey. They're somewhere in this list, but let's go for Slam Dancers because those are fun. So I was considering starting this episode after doing a bit of like party management nonsense. Well, hey, good job, Slam Dancer routine. But you know, this is going to be a slightly weird one because we're in like a weird space. Why am I going here? We have an airship that has refreshments on it, and I can just go ahead and pop on in here, go inside. We need to, like, reshuffle everybody's stuff anyway. What's the most important thing in life? Being free of obligations. Otherwise, you lose the ability to gamble. Finding a voice for Setzer. Let me at the Empire. That is not quite Seven's voice, but whatever. The Empire deserves the worst. Voices will slip, that's what happens. Anyway, refreshments. So, put in roughly about 2 hours just hanging around the Veldt, doing stuff. As you can see, I actually have some money. So we're going to do a little bit of a shopping trip and also just like run around to some of the places in the world just to do things. And am I going to mess with party stuff right now? Not quite yet. I will before we head towards Narsh. Anyway, so, well, hey, we have like free reign of the world right now. And look at this weird village over here that's all on its own. We'll come back there. So it's kind of, we're in a weird bit of space right now where it's like we have free reign of the world, but also like, you know, hello, random one spot of Earth. But also like there's still story stuff happening in the world. So like places like this town, there are reasons for it, but ultimately like everybody in this town is just like, I don't recognize you, and they don't talk to you. We'll get there. As in like we'll get there story wise, not like I'll come back to it this episode. But like for the most part, we have free reign of most places, so we can just like go around and like go back to what is this? This is not Bannon. Sabin's? Yeah, that's Sabin's house. In fact, let's throw Sabin in our party and go into his house. See what he has to say, if anything. Yeah, come on in. Terra, you're in. Lock. As it turns out, there's kind of a core party that I kind of like, and it's basically these four, or, you know, throw Celeste into the mix. It's really hard to argue against Edgar's tools and Sabin's blitzes. Cyan, like, his sword tech does some cool stuff eventually. Slots are really dangerous. Rage is a whole deal. There's some really powerful stuff that Gao can do, especially now that we've actually like spent time. I should have like gone in through his like list of things. Hey, Sabin, optimize, and also have your earrings, because that makes sense for you. And just in case we get into a fight, let's hand you an Esper. Sure. Right. Speaking of Espers, so, well, hey, we've got a lot more spells on Terra now. We've got Cure. We've got, well, she always had Cure. She has life, which is very important. She has Ice 2, all the Shiva stuff. And I've had her on Choke for a while, which gives her Bio and Break. She's working slowly on Doom. She's got all those other things. A bunch of utility stuff from, I believe it was Carbuncle. Look at this list. Like, Locke is getting filled out on spells. Good job, buddy. Same with Edgar. We've been getting him focused on a lot of like a bunch of healing stuff, and also those sorts of things. Maintains poor status. That is a weird translation. And then 7 hasn't been in the party because I've had Gao instead, or the empty slot so that Gao could rejoin the party while in the Veld. Anyhow, let's go into Sabin's house with Sabin. And in fact, let's make him the party leader just because. And that's why I gave him stuff. Alright, I changed my setup on Locke a bit. So, decided to... Oh, did I not save it? I was messing around with some, like, after my last save, and basically it was just kind of like going around the world, double-checking some things are available right now or not. Nothing to say? Cool. Welcome home, Sabin. Let's get back out there. I was running around the world just kind of double-checking that a few things are available. One such thing is a treasure chest I didn't know existed until very recently. Follow a lot of speedrunning various things, and sometimes I check in on them on like new types of runs, or like, hey, here's a Final Fantasy VI randomizer, and it's like, how does that even work? And this chest can't be opened from this direction. It's weird. Anyway, well, hey, that would have been a nice early white cape in the Returner's hideout. Didn't know that was back there. So, well, hey, I learned something. There's also something that I have stumbled across before, but I had forgotten about in South Figaro. However, let's pop over there real fast, since it is also, like, you know, adjacent to here. Unfortunately, South Figaro still possessed by the Empire, and we can't get in. So, heck. But down in the secret tunnels and whatnot, there is another little secret passage that I forgot about that leads into 2 cells, one of which has the running shoes. I believe that's what they're called. They're called something different in the Game Boy Advance version. I think it's like Hermes sandals instead of running shoes. Man. I love the flying in this game. It just feels so good. And like, I didn't realize one of the little details, like the clouds in the background, that little, not necessarily skybox because it's not a box, it's just a plane that is being Mode 7 transformed. But like when I turn the skybox, it's not a skybox, but whatever, the background rotates slightly. That's just a nice touch. It makes it feel a lot more dynamic. Anyway, we are in the middle of the ocean. Hey, look at this giant place that we can't go to. They had mentioned that there is a base somewhere in the east. That would be this. And hey, here's... Which one was this? Cannot remember the name. This is the occupied city. Hey, it's Vector back to the Imperial capital. And then there's the places that I didn't go to because I just didn't have the money, so I didn't think it was going to be worth the trip. We've got 2 cities that we should go check in on. And, yeah, let's head... This one's closer to, like, where we would have been. Let's just do a quick pop in. Check it out. See what's here. Welcome to Zen. The Empire strings up anyone who opposes it. 3 cheers for the Empire. Oh, that's expensive. Nothing to check in here. Most of the town's youths were led off to serve as Imperial troopers. Our family was slaughtered by the Empire. I said it's dangerous to go outside, so you can't go out. Everything belongs to the Empire. The name of the city that I'm forgetting, they did say, hey, you can probably find some good weapons and stuff, in Zen and, Miranda. And we've heard the name Miranda for the town, quite a bit. So, good news, we're going to be heading that way. We could get, one of these boomerangs for a good chunk of, battle power. We won't, though, for reasons. Those reasons being, Locke, I am planning to hook up with, once I find where I put things, have a white cape for now. Sure. So, while I was running around the Veldt, getting money and learning stuff, learning magic, learning skills for Gao, something I ran into either dropped or had something to steal. Thief Glove turns things from steal to capture. Sneak Ring is our make stealing more likely. And while that is technically, like, battle power wise the best thing that we've got for Locke right now, check out that Thief Knife. Raises his speed, not nearly as good in the battle power arena, but also if we scroll down to the bottom there, you can see his magic block goes up by 10 for each one of those he has, and also we can give him a Bard's Hat. So, well, hey, we get him up to a 32%, whatever that, I don't know if that stat's actually a percentage or if it is just like a raw stat, but look at that. He can attack twice and has a pretty significant dodge chance, and that's pretty cool. He's not as good at stealing stuff anymore, but well, hey, we'll figure other gear out. And it also just makes it to where, like, Locke can actually, like, just deal damage. And we can buy more Bard hats. Let's at least get one more. Maybe. We can also buy ourselves those mithril vests and the white dresses, which I'm torn on whether we want to get one right now, because by the time... I mean, okay, Celeste is in the party list down there, so it shouldn't be too much of a surprise that at some point she will rejoin the party. Mile, is it spoilers? It's right there. She's listed as like a major character in the game manual. Things you would have known playing this game. So the question is, when she comes back, will white dress still be like kind of the best gear that we can get her? Because the white dress is actually doing better than the mithril vest. I think the gold armor is potentially better, but anyway. So we've got some good gear that we could have.
Some friendly advice. There's a weapon called the Guardian. It can't move, but it's very powerful. Run if you meet it.
If only I'd come to talk to that guy before running into the Guardian and learning that the hard way.
You're in the way, get. Mess with the Empire and... No. Don't scare people like that. I thought you were a trooper. A while ago, someone broke into the Magitech research facility and raised a ruckus. I took this opportunity to grab this. For 3,000 GP, this glowing stone's yours.
Heck yeah, I like glowing stones. And in fact, it is a Magicite Seraphim, or Seraphim, because of character limits and yada yada. Let's just check that out real quick. Oh look, it's got life at a ×5. Remember how Bismarck had life and I was super excited? That's at a ×2 learn rate. Hey, ×5? Good news. Cure 2 at a ×8. Who has, I think it's Unicorn, twice the speed of things. Cure at a ×20 rate. Kieran, 5. So this is actually like a super good. Regen at 10 and Remedy at 4. Remedy at 3 and Regen at 3. So yeah, it's real good. It's real good. Oh, by the way, the numbers in the screen is like the it's the MP cost for summoning the Espers, which I should do at some point. Anyway, we open this door and then didn't go in. Okay, so running shoes, which will grant somebody haste, which that's pretty good. That is pretty good. Haste, I don't know if it's double, but it is like a significant boost to the active time bar filling. And as it turns out, speed is, in a turn-based game, the more turns you get, the better things go, as it turns out. Haha. Black Belt. This is something that was mildly annoying in the Game Boy Advance version. I got this during... Remember the bit where Cyan goes out to face, like, the enemy general? I think there's just a chance that it drops a Black Belt. And... yeah, it's pretty cool when your dudes hit back. So those are actually like really nice, really handy. Poison, Dark, Zombie, whatever. But these two, and also we can buy more earrings. I don't know why I always thought the earrings were like really rare and special. But we can just buy them like everywhere right now. We might be doing a few laps, or at least I might be doing a few laps of like looking at... Did I finish exploring town? Might be doing some laps on just like going to towns and checking what they have and then buying things. Because I have a good chunk of money right now. That will go real fast.
I heard there's a huge gate deep inside a cave to the east.
Our kid's still not home, even though we said it was dangerous outside. This kid, perhaps? Alright. Done checking out Zen. Let's head down southwest to Miranda. So we've heard a lot. Oh, Revivify, nice. We've heard a lot about Miranda. Like it seems to be like this is what Celeste, like it sounds like Celeste was in charge of the operation to take Miranda. It is probably like, for whatever reason, it is like the city that everybody always talks about in terms of the Empire taking cities and like doing a big ol' damage and bad time.
Miranda used to be this continent's most beautiful town. Look what the Empire's done to it.
So there we go. Zen and Albrook, too, fell into the Empire. Albrook, that's the one. And, yeah, there's a fair amount of just flavor in town. That's what we'll call it.
These troopers are crazy. How long can things keep going on like this?
Armor shop. Barzette, mithril stuff. All good stuff. Hey, that mithril helm is worse than the gold helmet. Okay, right. Terra has the gold helmet for whatever reason. Though really she should have Bard's hat, because everybody should have a Bard's hat. Especially, like, it's only 3 defense. 3 defense, but like a 10 maybe percentage? Well, let's just assume it's actually percentage. A 10% chance to just dodge everything. It's kind of real good. Alright, you know what? I would like to buy one more Bard hat.
My son's being forced to serve in the Empire's army.
So, yeah, apparently, the soldiers have decided to start some dogfighting.
Place all bets here.
Hey, this town's ours to play with.
Oh, you should hear the gossip floating around here.
Doggo. No. No. Stop. No fight. Only pet. My dog's the fiercest.
Phew. This is our only means of recreation.
Scram. Alright. I feel like we're going to come back here for a trident at some point. Because while Edgar is currently our only natural spear user, he has tools. Like that's basically what it comes down to every time, is he has better things to do than hit the fight button every time. Either he can do auto crossbow to hit everybody, or bio blaster to hit everybody and also poison them, or he can do drill to bypass their defense, or he can do chainsaw for a chance to just instantly kill. Like the fight button is kind of pointless on Edgar. We've got poison claw, we've got the epee, and boomerangs, which again, like, good battle power, by like a significant margin more battle power than the thief knife, but that thief knife does have that 10%, you know, evasion. He sent that book. I'll read it every evening before bed. Say, you want to get hitched?
I should know.
So, yep, that's all I wanted. I wonder if she has more text and such. This is obviously the woman that... Oh, what are town names? The town in the Veldt, where there's the wounded soldier. This is the woman who we were sending letters on his behalf to. I don't know if she actually has more text or anything, like based off of which stage of the quest you're on. But anyway, that's Miranda. You know what? We might as well just go ahead and pop in right now. Now that we have, an airship, we can just go wherever. Thamasa? Right.
I've never seen you around before.
There's going to be a lot of that. But we can get some random junk.
I've never seen you around before.
What a strange town.
For some reason, the innkeeper doesn't like strangers.
I don't know why southern voice?
Here's strangers. 1,500 GP if you want to stay.
Remember how he said 350 was expensive? Like, yikes, my dude. Echo screen.
Elder's house. I've never seen you around before.
Oh god, he's trapped me.
And who might you be?
Get out of the way. Anyway, what is Strange Town? Alright, I don't think there's actually anything on the little triangle island. And in fact, before we do anything here, I'm gonna save because I'm scared of this in particular. Integer. Oh, I see. Oh no, that's a behemoth. And it's getting healed by our fire magic. Great. Great. It's getting healed by all magic. Cool, 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 cool. Okay. Oh no. Hey Sabin, you wanna get back up, bud? What an interesting character. Okay, so there's a reason I'm sticking this out right now. And mainly that's if I win this fight. If we can win this fight, this is a creature that will show up in the Veldt, for better and worse. If it shows up in the Veldt though, then I can just leap at it and end the fight instantaneously, assuming, of course, that you know, oh, jeez. I've kind of lost my train of thought. Anyway, if Gao's in the party and he's not, you know, currently leapt elsewhere, then he can just leap and end the fight. Okay, so this sure is just a behemoth that is invisible and asleep. Well, mute didn't work. Okay. Tell you what. Let's just have you go ahead and kill Locke. And this is why I saved. Because I wasn't sure what was on this island, and since we have free reign over like the entire world right now, and we can just go wherever and do whatever, that means we can get ourselves into some extremely deep trouble, such as those things. I didn't remember that enemy at all. It's just like, oh, okay, I see, I get it. The enemy is invisible, great. Let's cast magic on it to clear that that status and regret immediately this decision. Right, so we've got Old Man's house. Hey, remember when we went down a river? Yeah, we went here and then we jumped in the river and we went up the rapids. And then one team went this way and walked over to Narsh, and then Sabin went the long way and all the way over here to the Old Man's house and down this way through the Imperial camp, and hey, it's Doma. I wonder if we can go into Doma. Probably not. I'm still just highly entertained by that that enemy. This is off limits. Anyway, And then we crossed the bridge and we went through the Phantom Forest, and then we jumped here and went down this waterfall and then ended up on the Veldt, and then we went across over here to whatever this town is actually called, and I can never remember the names of things, so whatever. And then we jumped in here, and then we went across the Serpent Trench all the way up here to something like that, to Nicaea. And remember that old woman that said there was a rock slide? This is what she was talking about. There used to be some mountain ranges, like, right in here. So, like, we could, like, go across this bridge and go up here, but there was, like, nowhere to go from here. That seems to have cleared now, so that we could go along this coast, across that little bridge, and then, hey, we're back at the old man's house. So, there's a whole loop here suddenly that wasn't there before. Remember that for later. Also, Nicaea had some like really good gear that we could buy. I am trying to think of anything else that's worth checking in on right now. We've just kind of been doing a big, hey, let's go have another look around the world because we have the chance to right now. I don't remember the exact order of operations of things. But I do know at some point they're going to clip my wings and put me back on the ground for a little bit. And I just kind of wanted to just cover my bases and like check in on places and like, you know, gear up. Performance underway. That is the Opera House from now on, by the way, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we can ever, like, actually go back in there. But yeah, it's ultimately, let's go check out all of our various chunks of the world and go to those cities that I hadn't been to yet. And now, ultimately, we're at the point of, like, hey, do I want to spend any money and do anything? Because that's just where we're at. I'm curious. Right. So our Mythril Pike has a whole like 70 attack power, 108. So like that's a good 30-point change. Let's head back down to Miranda had the Trident, I believe, and double check things there. I suppose I should have warned at the start of this episode that it was just going to be kind of a meandering around sort of time. Too late now. Anyway, so man, that Tangier, whatever the sleepy invisible behemoth is. Oh heck. That is a fun enemy design, and also just a mean trick. Alright. That's only a 93, so yeah, like, our current swords and stuff still have like 10 points on that. Which is kind of a lot. Mental Rest is pretty good. It's always like, I just don't know if I never know what to do with Edgar. Like, the main thing is I just don't know if his, I don't know what his stat math works out to be. Oh, Ninja Gear is a fair amount better than Mythal Vest. I could buy that somewhere. Where was that? That's not what I wanted. Still not what I wanted. There we go. Let's get her back up front. Locke, you are now in the front row because you can deal some damage and stuff. And let's keep Edgar far away from Terra. Where could I buy Ninja Gear? Heck. The other thing is, like, I'm not sure if I want to spend money right now on the currently available gear, and just kind of get myself into a good space right now, or if I want to wait. Jokers. Let's... Yep. I don't think I fought these before, so let's kill them so that they will show up in the belt. 2 mithril rods. Great. I don't think anybody uses rods. Mithril rod. Can be used by no one. Increases magic power, but also crummy attack. Alright. Let's just do a little shopping trip. See if we can find any more of that ninja gear. I think I'm good with the 4 bard hats, because that covers the entire party. Welcome back to Albrook. We could get him a better weapon, and maybe we should. Same with Shadow. You know, let's also buy a bunch of these, so that when we do actually have Shadow in the party, he can use these. I should probably buy a bunch of these at some point. Now's not the time for it. Sure. Just in case. Let's get you a shiny new sword. I think this is the best I've seen around for a while. There is, at some point, like, it would be great to have everybody geared up at all times, as opposed to, not. There we go. Ninja Gear gets him some better defense, and also a little bit of speed, which is always nice. Fire Knuckle does have me a little worried, but also he does fire damage all the time anyway. I'm happy with your setup. I'm fairly happy with your setup. You can have a Thunderblade because you might use it, and Bard's Hat because Bard hats are cool. I always want there to be a way outside on this, a way to leave town on this side of town, on the, like, by going to the right. And then there never is. Okay, so core team, I'm happy with your current setup. Let's just unequip everybody not in the party, and then put them all in a party and get them set up. So, Cyan, Setzer, and Gao. They at least have stuff equipped, so they are ready in case of, you know, fights. Let's actually throw that mithril knife on you and double check those cards real quick. Cards. Just cards. That's it. That's all I've got to say. Unsure. Well, it doesn't say, so it probably doesn't. So, yeah. They're just cards. He can throw cards. The end. Alright. Do I actually want to give y'all stuff? I kind of do. But also maybe I don't. Alright. We'll not give them any relics. We'll not give them any espers because reasons. Also, hey, look at this rage list. We had, like, I don't know, 20 entries maybe. And now we've got a fair array to go through. The hard part is remembering, like, what all of these enemies are and what their attack patterns are, because essentially, like, all Gao is doing is running the enemy script. So, like, he just loads up whatever the enemy, like, script pattern is and runs that. And that's kind of cool. It's also kind of a pain because this is a very long list, because basically, like, I think he can learn from most enemy in the game, not including bosses. And oh boy, there's a lot of enemies in the game, and it's hard to keep track of things. Like, hey, Slam Dancer, I can remember that. The Harvester was like the thief in Zozo. Bombs, gotcha. Those are nice and easy to remember. Ghosts, okay, got it. The Aspic, I believe, is one of the little floating jellyfish in the Serpent Trench. Sand rays, those are in the desert near Figaro Castle. Do you remember a Red Fang? How about a Bounty Man? Did you know a Bounty Man is actually a dog? Ralph, also a dog. So, yeah, it's a neat idea. It's kind of a pain that you have no information in game here. I should... Oh, if I really want to torture myself, I might spin up also the Final Fantasy VI Pixel Remaster to go along with comparing to the original Super Nintendo version back when it was Final Fantasy III back in my day. The Game Boy Advance re-release and translation and like that whole version. There was the Android/Steam version that I never picked up, and the game preservation side of me is now kind of ho-hum that I didn't do that, but also it was kind of bad. There's a really fascinating article on I think it's Game Developer now. It used to be whatever. Yeah, they renamed the site. I think it's... There's a great article on like what happened with the Android/Steam version of Final Fantasy VI and a few others, and like why all of the art looks awful. And the short version of all of it is math. That's extremely helpful. Great story. Anyway, like the super short version of it is basically there's when you're doing like tiled textures, there's apparently all sorts of options for math of how you do it, and there seems to be like a rounding error or something. So instead of like getting these nice tiling textures or whatever, it would just like eat a row of pixels or a column of pixels or something, and just like it just made everything look like really grody. Like you see how all of these, like, you know, the little checker pattern here is like nice and clean and simple, and I'm rambling. Well, I'm also looking at the clock and realizing how long I've been sitting here rambling. Anyway, like, imagine, if you will, like, all of these checker patterns had like a row and column. So like the bottom row and the right column were missing. And then that causes like the tile to scale up in a very JPEG style fashion. And the tile itself still tiles. So it's like you've got this with like a row and a column of pixels missing. This one's also a row and a column. Like it would not look like a checker pattern. It would look like a disaster. And that's basically that's that's kind of what happened with the Android version. Aside from just, I don't know why Square Enix doesn't just want to re-release this version of the game. The best the quote-unquote best, because I am biased here. We did get, for the Wii eShop, which, you know, is dead, so therefore RIP, there was an eShop version of Final Fantasy VI that was labeled, I believe, as Final Fantasy III, and it was flat out just this ROM, and it was great. Or so I assume. I didn't pick it up because I didn't have money to spend at the time. And then the Wii shop closed. And then for the Super Nintendo, like the, whatever, was it the SNES Mini or whatever? It has like the proper, this version of the game. And now I'm thinking about it, I probably should have just played that version of the game instead of relying on my my Super Nintendo to consistently work, which thankfully it has for the most part, unless I so much as think about the cartridge. Occasionally things go bad. Anyway, super duper rambling. We're gonna run around the ship, talk to our dudes, and see what everybody has to say. Just because, like, hey, we've gotten all of our usual party members out, so let's see what they have to say when they're not in the party. Such as Edgar. We can't be smug. We must be thinking of our strategy. We've already... Let me at the Empire. Bah. That is also not quite the right voice. Whatever. It's fine. I'm alright. I'm sure peace is within our grasp. And luck. I can't believe we played a major role in it all. Alright. Cool, cool, cool. So they do not have any espers. That's great. We have our espers. That's great. Everybody is good to go. They have some gear. That's fine. They can hold on to it. Everybody's healed up and good to go. Yes. There we go. So, super skippable episode. Maybe I should put that in at the start and just like cram that into the edit of, hey, this is just going to be the like hecking around sort of nonsense and just like revisiting a bunch of places just because we have the ability to, and man, flying is just still so satisfying in this game. Like, look at this nonsense. It's so, it's tasty. Anyway, we were supposed to head to Narsh, so let's just head to Narsh. we're not going to walk into Narsh, but we are going to park in front of it, have a save. Maybe I will run back to the vault and do some grinding and whatnot between episodes. Maybe not. As it turns out, grinding is a whole deal. That's the short version. And we'll just leave it with that, because what if we just didn't? Anyway, we're parking here. We need to go check in on Narsh. And we'll do that next time. Back into story stuff, and we'll keep going on story things. And I don't think we'll have too many more wild diversion episodes like this. At least for now. Yeah. Story continues next time. And man, we've been making good progress. So, hey, anyway, thank you very much for watching, or just, putting me on the background and listening to me ramble, and the great music of this game and the other fantastic sound effects that is what made Final Fantasy great. And otherwise, anyway, thank you very much. I've been Bryce. This has been VHS Play. Have yourself a lovely evening.